Mr. Stewart, what is a drug patent?
A drug patent, is that I would say it's a patent like someone has with a new technology or a new invention, but it applies to a new pharmaceutical drug. So something that like, what is that drug and food organization that has to like clear everything?
The FDA.
The FDA. It's something that the FDA deals with, a drug patent.
Okay. First of all, what is a drug patent?
If you have a drug that the ingredients you have, you patent them so no one else can steal the drug.
Yeah.
When you create a new drug and you put a patent on it?
It's when a drug company gets a patent
So that
so
people
that
can't make the same drug?
they have a, yeah.
It has to do with intellectual property. You have to get a patent on something to claim ownership to it.
What? A drug patent?
No idea.
Avoid copyright infringement.
Yes.
On drugs.
A drug patent, I think that's gosh, I didn't know this was going to be a quiz.
Well,
Patent for drugs.
I assume it's when the FDA approves a new drug treating a certain disease.
A drug patent. Wouldn't it be something where a company, drug company like Pfizer or would have the rights to the specific chemical combination?
I would think a drug patent is something that drug companies use to patent a product. For example, Viagra.
Perhaps a patent that would go on drugs.
A drug patent is when a chemist who makes various kind of homegrown drugs patents a certain recipe so that other people don't copy it and then make big money because it's a really good recipe.
And what does the economic term diminishing marginal product suggest?
Means that the market product is diminishing
In a marginal way.
Okay.
At a slow pace, in which the product goes away slowly.
Diminishing marginal product means that it has something to do with like a rate of return on a product, like diminishing returns on a product.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, repeat that.
In economics, what does the term diminishing marginal product suggest? Whatever comes to mind.
A diminishing marginal product is the good or service provided by a company that has over time the least amount of benefit to a consumer.
I would think, from what it sounds, is a product that is not extremely popular, marginal, and being that it's diminishing, there's maybe less supply or maybe less demand, not sure.
And in economics, what does diminishing marginal product suggest?
Oh, that suggests like diminishing. What was the question?
Yeah.
Well, it suggests that your marginal product is diminishing, which would mean that kind of the products that you're not really focused on, like the kind of marginal products, are diminishing. They're getting worse. They're not quite as good as they used to be.
Okay.
I would say lowering the amount of unnecessary consumer goods there are.
Okay.
What does diminishing marginal product suggest?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm not completely sure.
That you're losing your products marginally.
The amount of profit you're making on a certain product decreases over time because supply and demand is less equal.
I like that. I'll go.
They would have a natural monopoly because the product that they are trying to advertise is that they control the patent to that particular product, and therefore no one else can access that product.
The natural monopoly can help them make more money.
Because what they're selling, nobody else is quite as good at or sells in the same way that they do.
Why might a firm have a natural monopoly?
Yeah.
Because they're the only people who can provide something?
Because of where they're located, resources that they control at the beginning.
Because maybe no one else has their product, and
No one else
therefore
can do what
there's-
they do.
Yeah,
Like
they have a special
Coca-Cola has their
talent.
secret formula, and no one can make it because it's secret.
People can try,
They have
but they
natural monopoly
fail.
over the Coca-Cola
So,
recipe.
it's just a natural talent.
Because it's the only firm that covers the type of like work that they're trying to do, so they don't have any competition.
Okay. And what is a monopolistic competition?
Is it like how Costco tries to take over other companies by buying little companies up?
A monopolistically competitive market? I have no idea.
Okay, you're gonna take a guess?
Okay, monopolistically competitive. So lots of people are trying to get monopolies, and not the board game.
Where multiple companies compete for a monopoly?
Species. The board game.
Okay.
Competitiveness.
Well, it's free.
Businesses that have a monopoly on a product going up against other businesses that have a monopoly on a product. I'm guessing.
Well, if a company has a monopoly, then they control all facets of all facets of production. So if they are a monopolistic competitive market, would it be various companies that control facets of? If a company had a product, like they controlled the car market and someone else controlled the airline market, they would be competitive in transportation, but they control each monopoly of each product.
It's a type of species found in evergreen forests.
Monopolistic competition is when companies compete for a monopoly in a market.
And lastly, what is price discrimination?
Price discrimination.
Exactly.
Is that when you sell something to somebody at a lower price than you sell to the other person? For example, gas stations. Is that an example?
Yeah, that'd be.
I think I might know this one. It's where you like price something differently in two different markets. Because like one, if say you have a drug and you want to sell it in the U.S. and India people can pay less than American people can, so you price it lower in India than you would in America.
When you don't like prices?
Price discrimination is where you charge different amounts for a product based on different locations of where you're selling that product.
It's when something's priced too high and it discriminates against
Price discrimination.
Isn't that when you mess with the market?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with that one.
Okay, that works. That works.
What it discriminates between the people who can buy and who can't buy.
Yeah.
Price discrimination.
It's a bad thing.
Price discrimination is the act of one price being unfair to someone. It's making something that's necessary for everyone unattainable because maybe it's too expensive to certain people.
Perfect.
Yeah?
That's all we got.
All right.
All right. So we're here to discuss the clarified to discuss and clarify the answers that we got from our poll with Lakeside students today. So
Firstly, Jace, what really is a drug patent?
So a drug patent is really the amount of time that a drug company has to research and develop and then get their drug product on the market. And that's usually lasts about 20 years, so from the time they sign the patent with the government to 20 years later, they put in all their research and development time and they get it on the market. And this allows them to exclusively be the only drug to be the only producer of that chemical compound on the market. So now we're going to discuss what diminishing marginal product means.
Basically, diminishing marginal product is the fail of increase in the amount of output given a unit of input. An example of this would be a farm. Usually, if you add one farmer to the farm, you would expect more crops to be cultivated. Yet, diminishing marginal product suggests that as you add another farmer, the amount of crops you cultivate is diminishing, and less product is being produced.
All right, and now, why may a firm have a natural monopoly?
A natural monopoly is created by a barrier of entry. This barrier of entry is sunk costs. In a natural monopoly, the one seller makes it so if another firm wanted to enter the market, the sunk costs are too high for that firm to be profitable. Thus, it makes the most sense economically for there to be one seller, and that one seller would have a natural monopoly.
All right.
And Jace, what is monopolistic competition?
So a monopolistically competitive market differs from a monopoly and from a competitive market because in a monopolistically competitive environment, there are multiple companies, so similar to a competitive market, but they have different styles and different types. Their products are differentiated more so than in a perfectly competitive market. So an example of this would be lipstick. There are different types and styles of lipstick, but they're all within the same market of lipstick. They just have their individual nuances that differentiate themselves from other brands on the market.
Exactly. Cool.
And lastly, we're going to talk about price discrimination.
So price discrimination is when you change the price on a certain product and adjust it to the customer. An example of this would be movie tickets. Movie theaters charge a lower price to matinees, to youth, and to senior citizens, and because of the type of customer they are. So price discrimination is when you adjust the price on a product and sell it differently to different customers.
Alright, that's all for today. We'd like to thank Ms. Chin and Mr. McKinley for having the greatest economics class at Lakeside. We'd like to thank all the participants for our survey that we conducted this afternoon.
Exactly.
And
it's been working with you, man. Been good working with you.
Been good. Class of 2012, Lakeside. Thank you so much.
Alright.